YouTube. Dorsey May Gaming here. And y'all, today I want to talk about the off season, particularly scouting in the draft in Madden NFL 19 for our immersive innovative series. Big shout out to Kyle Robinson for bringing the head coach to my attention. That did slip my mind, but he did bring it to my attention. Told him I'd give him a shout out. Kyle, brother, much appreciated. And that's why I have head coach picture here. But the following images or the remaining image will be of the draft. So sit back and let's talk about this. So, if you've ever played NFL head coach, and this picture here is Madden. Believe it or not, y'all, this is an image from Madden 16. Yeah, crazy, right? Hadn't changed much from 16 to 17, even 18, as opposed to the draft. But I digress. If you've ever played NFL head coach '09, then you know the level of immersion that it comes with being a head coach. This game, y'all, I loved it. I loved it. It was a change of pace. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I love that game so much, but I hated it at the same time because as I'm playing it, I'm sitting there wishing and wondering, why can't Madden be like this? Why can't I have everything that head coach has and just be able to control my players as well? If I had that, and when I tell y'all that would have been the perfect football game for me, that would have been the perfect football game because I love the level of immersion. I mean, you're able to scout players. You're able to invite players for personal workouts to unlock different attributes and stats. I mean, the level, the depth is insane, y'all. But not to stray too far off topic, y'all. I really want to say the reason I'm bringing up head coach is because how they did the draft and things like that. In Madden, let's be real, the draft is almost worth nothing. I remember days in Madden when I used to really strategize and trade draft picks and stuff like that to get better players in the draft. Trade players to get better draft picks and things like that to get better players. And now it's like you really can just skip the draft. You can really skip the draft. And not to mention, now in the NFL, you see a lot of rookies who are coming out ready, not only ready to play, but making huge impacts in the league. You don't get that same sentiment from Madden's um, offseason, especially with free agency and drafting players. I remember, I think it was Madden 05 or '06, where you actually got to play the Senior Bowl. And in playing the Senior Bowl, you got to pick a certain number of players to scout at each position. And playing the Senior Bowl would unlock their old, I guess, their complete attributes and things like that. I want that level of immersion back in franchise mode. I want to be able to actually, because here's the thing before I continue. The offseason, especially the draft and free agency, makes literally, y'all, makes and breaks franchises. Literally. But in Madden, you don't get that same sentiment. You could literally skip free agency and the draft and still go out and play and win the Super Bowl, or whatever. So I would love to see more immersion. I would love to see more depth. I would love to see more things added to the draft, added to free agency. I would like to see those things weighed a little bit heavier. For instance, if you draft a bad player, like let it affect the overall morale and chemistry of the team. That's something I think that they could take away from MUT, as well as even some of the NBA games. Is chemistry. How you know because let's be real, team chemistry is extremely important. And if you draft a guy that has a bad attitude, that can affect the team chemistry, thus lowering people's stats. Not probably not dramatically, but enough for you to say, I might not want this guy on my team or something to that effect. Um, and that way, it makes you pay a lot more attention. Kind of have a story for these draft picks. I understand you can't have just a detailed story for each and every one of them, but the same way that we have penalties on discipline and undisciplined, have some of those attributes and stats there for these players so we can kind of know what we're getting into. Also, have some more gems. I want to see more gems. I want to see more guys in the draft. If they're a number one overall pick, yes, there are going to be some busts, but for the most part, the number one picks are solid, and those guys play. They don't ride the bench. But on Madden 18, when you get the number one pick, he's most of the time going to be a backup. I would like to see individual workouts, be able to schedule these guys. I would also like to see pro days, because we all see the stats from the combine, and it ends there. I would like to see pro day stats and attributes and things of that nature. Be able to send a coach out, a scout to go watch their pro day to unlock more stats. Be able to play the bowl game, the Senior Bowl, and things of that nature. Um, and also, it would be really cool if you could add interviews into the game where you could actually sit down with some of the players and actually do like a Wonderlic kind of test to unlock IQ or something like that. Just something to add to the immersion of the the off season, to make the draft worth it, to make free agency worth it, to make the off season means what it really means in football today, and that is to literally to make or break the season. I apologize for my phone ringing, y'all, but I digress. All in all, y'all, that's what I would like to see in this next edition of Immersive and Innovative, is more depth in the franchise off season. So all I got for right now, y'all. Till next time, and God bless.